As always, I want to know which part of the world are you watching me from. I am here today at a different location, and when I say different, I'm just in my living room. I've got myself a cup of coffee. It's actually 15 minutes past midnight. So, this is a late night coffee so that I can talk to you guys. How are you doing? Hope all is well with you. And since I'm in my living room, I have to check all the comments on the phone itself. So, in case I do miss a comment or two here and there, please do forgive me. And if I have to go and reheat my coffee in the microwave, please forgive me as well. So, how are you all doing? Shall we dive straight into it? Look, I know most of you are reading this title and saying, again, I already know. You know, but most people don't know. In case you did know, and even if you didn't know, please smash that like button on this video so other people can see it and let the YouTube algorithm know that more people should watch this video. At least my subscribers should, so that they are, up to date on things. Anyway, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start. Oh, there's a mosquito here. Oh no. Oh no. Nothing worse than mosquitoes. Hey, everyone who's joining in. Right. Before I get to the the live chatting, let me get on with the what I actually just wanted to say. Okay, so it's been 3 years now since I have officially stopped doing keto and not gone back to it. Like, it's been a while now, and I'm sure people are going to ask me the reasons, and I've already done a video on that, but let me very briefly tell you why um, it didn't make sense for me. Keto for me personally was too restrictive. As a food lover, as a chef, as somebody who cooks and uh, makes videos, and who just didn't get any benefit from keto other than weight loss, it didn't make sense for me to really continue keto, because I actually started binge eating because I was depriving myself of foods that I actually liked. Now, the truth is, I was never eating the standard American diet because I'm not American. I live in India, and even though my eating habits are very different from the average Indian, I was never one to be eating super high sugary foods. Like, yes, I do indulge in the occasional pizza, burger, and stuff that is considered junk food. But I don't eat as much processed food as the average person probably does. I don't wake up and eat sugary cereals. I don't snack on chocolates. I don't eat a lot of junk food. So um, I never had a really terrible diet to begin with. I think when I got on keto, it was mainly because I was able to lose weight without exercising. Uh, and later, of course, I realized that exercise is super important. And that's a totally different part of this conversation. But depriving myself of bread and rice and pasta, none of which is unhealthy. I wouldn't debate you if you say, oh, we don't need carbs or we don't need to eat rice and pasta. Yeah, you don't need to eat it. You also don't need to have the internet, a nice house to live in, a car to drive. You don't need a lot of things in life. But we do things because we enjoy them. Like, I do this live stream because I enjoy talking to you. So for me, what would happen was I would obviously not be eating those foods when I was on keto. And then the moment I took a break from keto or I cheated, instead of eating like a slice of bread, I would eat like the whole loaf. Now instead, I just exercise moderation. There is no food that is off limits to me. Today, if I want to eat an ice cream, it's not off limits. If I want to eat cake, it's not off limits. Is it very healthy? Probably not, which is why my approach to food is the food I'm eating nutritious? Is it adding any nutrition to my body? And I try to, for the most part, eat foods that fall into that category. Sometimes, yes, I enjoy, the occasional non nutritious food. Like last night, I went out with my friends. I had three cocktails and I had a hamburger and some fries. Was it nutritious? Sure, part of it was. I probably got some good protein from the beef mince. I probably got some good fats. I probably got some carbs as well, and there were some nuts and seeds on the bun. So a little bit here and there, micronutrients and things like that. But it was a high calorie evening. Did I guilt myself? Oh my God, I've eaten it, I've cheated, my life is ruined, I'm going to be obese tomorrow. No. I simply said, great. I had a night out. Tomorrow morning, I don't need to eat a big breakfast. I can have a little bit of fruit. I can eat a light lunch and I'm good. And that's what I do. And I've been able to maintain my weight through holidays and travel and all sorts of things. And I found that this works for me personally. Will it work for you? I don't know. That's up to you to find out. But for me, I felt better when I didn't deprive myself of things. I allowed myself no food guilt. And I realized that so many people suffer from food guilt, right? How many times have you had a bite of something and then just like, oh man, I lost my progress. Oh man, why did I do that? And like, bish, 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 you beat yourself up about it. And for what? You know, um, it's it's not worth it in my opinion. So yeah, and also the whole process of going in and out of ketosis. Keto is a all or nothing diet, because you're either in the state of ketosis or you're not in the state of ketosis. You see, something like low carb is more flexible. What is low carb? Do you know the definition of a low carb diet? Can you answer that? If you know what a low carb diet is, leave me a comment and tell me. Low carb, according to the internet, is anywhere between 100 to 150 grams of carbs a day. Yeah, so there's no taking your blood to check if you're eating low carb. It is simply measurement. So I eat rice, I eat bread, and I'm still under 150 grams of carbs. So I'm technically low carb. But keto, it's not about the 30 grams or the 40 grams or the 50 grams of carbs that you eat. It's whether or not you are in ketosis. You could be eating potato chips, and if you are in ketosis, that's keto. But keto is very all or nothing. You go into ketosis or you go out of ketosis, and that process is not fun. And for me, it reached a point where I was actually sad. Like, I would get sad, I would lose motivation to like do anything in life, and I would be like, oh, I'm going to quit making YouTube videos, I'm going to quit this, I'm going to quit that. And then Dipti, my wife, would feed me some carbs, and I'd be like, oh yes, I can't wait to go out and make the next video or write a new song. So really, for me, keto only offered the benefit of weight loss, which, as I've realized over the years now, is you can lose weight any which way. It's the keeping the weight off that is the really tricky part, because you may take 1 month to lose 50 kilos, you may take 50 months to lose 50 kilos. What about the rest of your life? You have to maintain it, right? You have to keep that off. So, right now, the only thing that I actually do once in a while is I use intermittent fasting as a tool, when it makes sense. Like I said, if I've gone out and I have really binged a lot, like, sometimes when you have a few drinks, you tend to obviously overindulge because you've had a few drinks. As I used to say, if you want to lose weight, alcohol is not your friend. Not so much because of the calories in the alcohol, but because alcohol leads to you making bad life decisions. And a lot of times that is overeating. So, for me, this is what works now. I like this. I'm happy with this. And obviously, that brings me to the point about this channel. I'm not going to get into any kind of complaining, ranting about things like that. I'm just going to say that I have been living a bit in fear because, I did get popular because of keto. So I was like, even though I quit keto, I want to keep making the keto recipes as well. But I also want to make other food. So if you didn't know, I've been uploading recipes pretty regularly. I've started doing short format recipes as well. I still upload keto recipes, but I also upload regular recipes. And when I say regular, I don't mean the standard American diet. I mean like some Indian food, like, chicken dal khichdi, high protein, has carbs, but very healthy and nutritious. I did a spaghetti and meatballs, comfort food, very nutritious, very healthy. And if there's a way to make it keto, I will always tell you. So, that spaghetti and meatball recipe, the only thing not keto was the spaghetti, which if you just use shirataki noodles or zoodles, it becomes keto. So, that's where I am at right now. I want to kind of give you guys more and more interesting food, because here's the truth, guys. A lot of you watch my videos when you're on the keto diet. Some of you are on the keto diet long term, but that's very small number of you. Most people are like, yeah, we'll watch Headbangers Kitchen. We're doing keto now. Now we're not doing keto. Forget Headbangers Kitchen. So for me, I want to give you recipes that you can use whether you're doing keto, low carb, high protein, whatever kind of diet you are sort of on. But the idea is to give you home cooked, nutritious, sometimes easy, sometimes complicated, and fun and delicious recipes. Sometimes recipes are going to be super easy, 3 or 4 ingredients. Sometimes it might be a little more complicated, but at the end of the day, it's going to be a delicious recipe. And I want to give you fish, pork, beef, lamb, all different kinds of meat, some vegetarian as well if it's a delicious vegetarian recipe. And as always, if you have questions on how to convert a recipe, so maybe you are on keto and you look at my recipe for, say, just out of, let's say you saw my turmeric chicken rice. I uploaded a recipe for turmeric chicken rice. You like the recipe, but you're like, Sahil, rice is not keto. What can I do? Ask me. I will tell you how to make it keto if I've not mentioned it in the video. So, that's where I'm kind of coming from. By the way, if you can all smash the like button on this video, I would appreciate it greatly. There are about 130 of you watching and only 60 of you have smashed the like button. So please smash that like button. I appreciate it. Now, I would like to get to some questions that you guys have asked. Oh yeah, I would like to talk about exercise first, because I think that is one of the things I learned. Okay, before that, there's some request for vegetarian keto recipes. There are already nearly 100 vegetarian keto recipes on the channel. Please watch all of them. So yeah, what I learned doing keto was that listen, I think pretty much every single OG keto channel is not on keto anymore. Keto Connect, I don't know if you guys are following Keto Connect, but I don't know if they are doing keto still. Thomas Dillar is basically, he does everything. I think anything to do with fitness, nutrition, health. He has broken the shackles of keto and low carb, and he's just kind of like everything in the pot. I think my friend Joe Duff also is doing a lot more high protein recipes now. Who else is there? I don't know. Who are the keto people that you watch who have also kind of shifted? I won't say abandoned keto, but have kind of diversified. That's a good term. Who have diversified, Because the truth is, if people themselves are not on keto all the time, how can the people who make the keto content be on keto all the time? Right. So anyway, coming to the exercise part now that I wanted to talk about. So I never liked to exercise, I never liked to exercise. That's why keto sounded great to me. I lost the weight. And I reached my goal weight. My goal weight used to be 65 kilos. And with keto, intermittent fasting and carnivore, I reached 65 kilos. And I looked at myself in the mirror, and you know what I saw? I saw a dehydrated grape. When I started keto, I was 76 kilos and I dropped down to 65. I was a grape earlier. I became a dehydrated grape later. And then it hit me like a light bulb. You're not going to magically change by losing weight. Weight is just a number. Weight can be muscle, weight can be water, weight can be fat. I'm not suddenly going to look like Goody Beats and Jason Whitrock, right? You guys know Goody Beats and Jason Whitrock? You know Thomas Dillard also. I'm not going to look like Thomas Dillard just by losing weight, right? I realized if I wanted to look healthier, I think that's a good word. If I wanted to look healthier, I had to build some muscle. Otherwise, I was just skinny fat, you know. A lot of people, when they lose a lot of weight, they don't really look healthy. They are definitely thinner, but they definitely look a little sickly, like they've not been eating enough. So I was like, okay, that hit me like a light bulb that I need to start working out. I need to build muscle. So today, my focus is on eating enough protein, exercising regularly, and even though I'm not regular, I will be honest about it. I don't go to the gym thrice a week, but whenever I can, I try and go to the gym so that I can lift some weight and build some muscle. You know, yeah. So, so that's kind of my goal. That's where I'm at. And I'm aiming to do it slowly and surely. There's no rush. There is no medal for losing weight and gaining muscle in a certain time period. Like I understand for bodybuilders, maybe somebody who's getting married in 7 days, when they need to lose weight to fit into a dress or to be stage ready. But for a normal person just living the normal life, slowly and surely is the best way to lose weight. That way you can actually sustain the weight loss. I think the more pressure you put on yourself to lose weight quickly, you tend to do more extreme things. You tend to diet hard and like do something that you actually can't do till the day you die, right? And that's essentially what we're trying to find. We're trying to find some way that we can eat sustainably without, just be cool. My coffee's gone cold, guys. This is the only downside of sitting in this living room of mine, because the coffee gets cold. But you're going to come with me to the kitchen. We're going to warm up my coffee in the microwave. So, yeah. All right, I think I've covered everything that I wanted to, in terms of what I am doing diet wise. What I would like you to know is I'm uploading videos regularly. If you have the time and the interest, I would love for you to check out all the new videos when you have time at your convenience. Watch them all. I've also started doing shorts, short format videos like recipes. I was very reluctant to do it. That's the microwave. I was very reluctant to do short form videos, but I realized that it's either you get with the program or you're just going to crash and burn. At the end of the day, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, they are all gearing up for short format content. Obviously, I don't have to do one or the other. I can do both. So what I try and do now is give you guys one short format video a week and one long format. So I know some of you don't like the shorts. You're like, oh, that's so irritating. And I'll be honest, guys, I don't really like them as well. Like most cooking videos that are shorts, they are so fast. They are like just you can't understand anything. So with my shorts, I tried to really get the Headbangers Kitchen style incorporated into that. So when you see my shorts, not my shorts, my short format videos, when you see my short format videos, they will have a voiceover, they will tell you instructions properly, and hopefully they will be easy to follow and you will actually be able to follow. All right, Anna wants to know if I have a video of naan. Yes, I have a keto naan video. If you're talking about a non-keto naan, I have that as well. Just look for my butter chicken video or my chole bhature video. So Lambor Gobi. I tried doing that for a while. I tried cutting the long format videos into short format. They didn't work, but I still do it, except that I put those shorts on a separate channel now. Don't ask, I have complicated my life a lot more than it should have been. All right, standing on the word. I'm fed up. I can't lose fat. I've been the gym for months. I got no weight loss. All right, for somebody like that, standing on the word, the first thing I'm going to tell you is don't only go by the scale, because you could be losing fat and building muscle. Yeah, so don't stress about it. What I would suggest is you calculate your maintenance and your calorie requirement for a day, and start to measure and weigh your food, and also make sure you're doing progressive overload in the gym, which means you're working harder than last time. Some of you might know where that quote is from. Yeah. All right, how to boost protein on a vegetarian keto diet. So eggs, paneer and protein powder. Honestly, if you are a vegetarian, I would say maybe don't do keto, maybe do a low carb diet, because it is more flexible. You can include things like legumes and mung and chana and stuff like that, which you can't do on keto. So my recommendation, if you are a vegetarian, is keto is probably not the best option for you. All right, what about my thoughts on the Mediterranean diet? So honestly, once I stopped, I just kind of went off the whole dieting thing, like I said. So I haven't even really sat down and read up on the Mediterranean diet, like more than just browsing through it. It seems like a good way to live, and a lot of people are thriving on it. So, if you think it's something that you could do long term, just give it a try. I think the best way to sort of know if a diet is going to work for you is actually just try it. Give it a month, give it a month and a half. You'll know whether or not you can sustain it then. How do you make low carb khichdi? So khichdi is not low carb. Oh, you mean low carb? Just make it with rice, but just have more dal instead of rice in the khichdi. What diet do you enjoy the most? Sorry, what diet do you enjoy most nowadays? Honestly, the no diet, where I'm not on any diet. That is what I enjoy the most. I just eat in moderation. That is the best thing. Is there low carb roti? Yes, my keto roti is low carb. You also get low carb and keto friendly atta in the Indian market today, so you can actually use those. You don't even have to make your own. There are many options today for any kind of diet. So Reena, I experienced very little hair loss, but there are people who have had severe hair loss. And a lot of times that hair loss is simply because you're eating too little food and your calorie deficit is too much. If I eat animal fat with low to moderate carbs, is that damaging to weight gain? It's not damaging to weight gain provided you eat in a calorie deficit. If you want to lose weight, the only way weight loss is happening, whether you are keto, paleo, vegan, whatever, is because of a calorie deficit. Whether you are actually counting calories, measuring your food, again is irrelevant, because many times certain diets, certain foods automatically put you in a calorie deficit without the effort, which is why so many people lose weight on keto without even counting a single calorie, because they have gone from eating so much junk food and eating 3,000-4,000 calories a day to eating 2,000 calories, because they can't eat that much fat and protein. Have you heard about the DIP diet, fruits and vegetables? No, I haven't. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate it. Yes, and see, that is, I think, the foundation of Headbanger's Kitchen. Food. Even when it came to keto, I was always about the recipes before anything else. Before keto, I was also about the recipes and interviewing heavy metal bands, but the recipes were why it started. So, food has always been the center of Headbanger's Kitchen. I mean, it is Headbanger's Kitchen, right? Like, I understand if it's a channel called Keto Connect, or if it's a channel called Dr. Eric Berg, or if it's a channel called Keto Savage, or if it's a channel called something, if it's in the name, like, or if it's a Goody Beats, or if it's a Jason Whitrock, those are, the names signify different things. I am Headbanger's Kitchen. Cooking and heavy metal, those are the two constants on this channel. You know, I will always be grateful for what keto has done for me, what keto taught me, what keto gave me in terms of this YouTube channel. And I will always be grateful to each and every one of you who has watched my videos, who has done keto and has used my videos. Even if you are on keto and you unsubscribe from my channel, tomorrow if you message me and say, Sahil, can you help me make this recipe keto? I will reply and I will help you. I don't take anything on the internet too personally, unless it's something like really nasty. But for the most part, if you have a question, if I can help you, I will. And it doesn't matter if you watched my videos, if you watch my videos, or if you will watch my videos in the future. Happy to help. That coffee got cold very quickly. And like, here's the thing, right? Like, it's not a big deal. Like, I think most keto people now also know how to make non-keto dishes keto. Like, you've been doing this for a while, yeah? And if you're new to keto, you're probably checking out my Keto for Beginners series anyway. But if you're a keto veteran, you don't need somebody to tell you that, oh, Sahil's eating soya sauce chicken with rice, I need to put cauliflower rice instead of real rice. Like, you don't need me to even tell you that. You're like, hey, I like the soya sauce chicken, the rice is not keto, so I'm going to swap it out for cauli rice. Hey, Sahil made a really interesting brisket sandwich, I'm going to use the keto bread that I picked up at Walmart or wherever, and I'll make the same sandwich. Like, you don't need me to give you substitutes for most things, but I will continue to do that. But yeah, food is the center of the universe of Headbanger's Kitchen. And I think it's very important for me to also say that I have nothing really bad to say about keto. I think keto has its place in the world of different ways of eating, and it's an absolute lifesaver for some people. For some people, it's a stepping stone. For some people, it's a mistake. But even a mistake is a lesson. So there's nothing to lose here. And find the diet that works for you. I've always maintained this. Diets are very individual. So if you found something that works for you, who am I to tell you it's wrong or right? Did you gain weight coming off keto? No, my journey was very up and down. But here's the thing: if you are planning to stop keto, expect to immediately gain water weight. It's very important to realize you will gain water weight. It is not fat. Think of it this way: if you are overweight, if you were obese at some point, it's not like you ate one hamburger and became obese the next day. You became fat over years and months and weeks. It should be the other way around. You became fat or overweight or obese, whatever is the correct term or the politically correct word, not by, oh, I ate a burger today and french fries. Oh my God, I woke up looking like Eddie Murphy in the Nutty Professor the next day. No. You ate and you ate and you ate, and slowly and slowly and slowly you built up that weight. So it's the same with weight loss. You slowly lose the weight. Hello, what's up? My man Keto Simple is here. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you're on the keto diet, you need to follow Keto Simple. He's got a great YouTube channel. He does a lot of stuff, recipes, reviews, and all sorts of things. So do check out Keto Simple on YouTube. I need to warm this up for another 20 seconds. Come with me. Let's go. By the way, please smash that like button if you haven't already. I greatly appreciate it. I have to wake up in, I think. So, by the way, do you guys know I have a second YouTube channel? Did you know? I have to wake up in 8 hours. Right. So, I've got a second YouTube channel called Headbanger Eats. And I've got a new show on that channel called Burger Wars. And I'm premiering a new episode tomorrow. So, if you have time, if you're interested, check out Headbanger Eats. I'm on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, yada yada yada. It's so Headbanger Eats started out as my non-keto outlet, so to speak, and that was where I started to upload, different non non-keto recipes. Then I realized, you know what, recipes and diet and all that stuff needs to go on Headbanger's kitchen because it's the kitchen. And Headbanger Eats has now become my sort of eating channel, you know. So I do like to indulge in food from restaurants, and I don't mean the McDonald's and the KFC and the Burger King. I'm talking about good food, freshly made, top quality stuff for the most part. So I just decided to put those videos on Headbanger Eats. How many of you here are on carnivore? I obviously have a few carnivores in the house. Yes, keto can be expensive. It can also be cheap. Honestly, it really depends which part of the world you live in, what your budgets are like. So I'm not one to tell somebody that, hey, if you're finding keto expensive, you're doing it wrong. No. I don't know how much money you earn. I don't know where you live. I don't know what the market price is where you are. So if you found keto expensive or you found keto cheap, good for you. And I think that's something it took me a while to learn. Like, I know this is not food talk or anything, but like, just to understand that not everybody has that financial freedom or can kind of dedicate a certain amount of money to certain things. Like, because in India where I live, it's very different. Like, the economic disparity is very great. Like, and that also, like, it's actually, I shouldn't get into this. This is like a really heavy culture topic kind of thing, but yeah, basically, like, I started to learn to be more empathetic towards just people in general, because what, you never know what somebody else is going through, right? Financially, emotionally. So if someone says, hey man, I'm having trouble with this, yeah, you know what, maybe you are. I mean, I may not be having it myself, but it's very possible that other people have issues that I don't. It's quite possible. The other thing is, I think when you do a diet like keto and you lose all the, like, and you lose weight, and then you kind of gain all that weight back, the next time you do it, it becomes harder and harder and harder. Like, your body has adapted to it now. Your body knows that, okay, something is up. This person did this last time, and now I'm going to make sure that they don't lose all the weight. Hey, Artemis, thank you for the super chat. I really, really, really appreciate it. My favorite TV chefs. So I don't watch a lot of TV, but I guess when I was growing up, there was a guy called Yan Can Cook, who was my absolute favorite at the time. He was so charismatic, so amazing. Of course, I love Gordon Ramsay, Jamie Oliver, Nigella. I don't watch as much of them as I used to now, because I watch a lot more, like, a lot more different chefs, because there's so much. Like, earlier, those were the only guys on TV. I never really watched many chefs on Indian TV because I never really resonated with that stuff. I was always more interested in meat and, like, Western food. So, who are my other favorite chefs? Yeah, there's so many of them. I always forget when people ask me. Heston Blumenthal. Oh my God, there's so many. I'm drawing a blank now. This is terrible. But yeah, there are lots of YouTube chefs I watch, and I'm like very impressed with what they do. There are a couple of local chefs whose restaurants I eat at that I absolutely love. There's Chefs Hussein, who runs a restaurant here called O Pedro. There's a chef called Chef Sifa. There's a restaurant called Izumi. Very big fan of their food as well. So yeah. Arthur, here's my two bits. I think the more people try and force someone to do a diet or convince them, the less likely they are to do it, you know. It's like children, right? Like the more you tell a child, even adults actually, if you're like, do this, do this, do this, they'll be like, no, 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 no. They need to discover it on their own, you know. Yan can cook. Great insight into Indian recipes. Thank you. Headbanger Listens, a show where you play through your favorite heavy metal albums and give your reaction. Yeah, that could be interesting. So I do have a music channel, you know, like, so yeah, I could do things like that on the music channel. Do you still do the music? So, Billy Piper's Teeth, yes, I still do music. I have a new album coming out next year. Unfortunately, I'm very far from buying a plane. In fact, I'm not even close to being able to buy a house. I am right now just about paying my rent with what I'm earning. Unfortunately, you know, with the keto trending downwards and YouTube algorithmic changes and things like that, I don't get the same viewership that I got 2 years ago. So I actually, whereas most YouTubers, when they get more subscribers, they get more money. I'm getting more subscribers, but my views and my money are going down. So, you know, I'm working on figuring out that side of things. But yeah, that's, you know, that's life. You learn to sort of deal with it, you know. Exactly. There are like a million people eating fruits today and they are absolutely fine. There are a million people eating all different kinds of diet and they're all absolutely fine. And they're all like, there are a million people eating those same diets and they're not fine, you know. It's very person to person, person to person. Yep. Keto really took off. Like I keep checking Google Trends. Carnivore is definitely going up, but again, carnivore, I mean, there's only so much you can do. Carnivore is meat at the end of the day. And you know, that is the problem, I think, with all diets, right? Like imagine, I think with carnivore, this is the same thing that will happen. It happened with veganism also, it happened with keto. The moment you get into this space where you're trying to replicate products, like there's carnivore chips now, carnivore breading, carnivore roti will come out next, carnivore tortillas. Now, I mean, carnivore is meat. Put it in a pan, put some salt, some pepper, eat it. That's carnivore. Now, the moment you start going into, I want a carnivore tortilla, or I want a carnivore deep fried chicken with pork rinds covering it, that means your diet, not you personally, it means that that diet is now getting into the space where everyone wants to try it. They want to replicate products. I saw someone make a carnivore dessert the other day and carnivore cereal and all. Like TikTok and all is making people do this. So what's actually going to happen is that there will be people coming in and carnivore, 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 and then most of them are going to realize that, man, I can't do this. You know, at the end of the day, I want to eat a real tortilla. I don't want to eat a tortilla made out of egg and pork rinds, you know. Uh, so yeah. And the thing is, there are success stories in every diet. The problem is not the success stories. The problems are the millions of people who did it and gave up on it, you know. Uh, People just hop on to anything new that's well advertised. Moderation is the key, I guess. So am I wrong? Well, I believe moderation is the key. for me at least. I think everyone will find what diet works for them. For me, moderation works best. And that's okay. Like every diet has a cycle. What will happen is all the people who are doing keto now are the people who are like really invested in keto because they were diabetics, they had blood pressure or autoimmune diseases, and then they found life in keto. But for people who try to do keto for weight loss, for like a quick fix, none of them stayed on it. They like dropped off it. I mean, I'm guilty as well, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's absolutely fine to look at a diet and go, that looks interesting, I'll try it out. Yeah, you know what, it's not for me, I'm off. you know so yeah, thank you, Arthur. My thoughts on UK having its first Indian Prime Minister and him cutting slender figure that shows he has never enjoyed real Indian food. I honestly don't care at all about him being Prime Minister. I mean, I don't even think he counts himself as Indian. Most people who are born and raised in the UK, they're like, we're British. So yeah, I have no particular feelings towards that. Good for him, I guess. Absolutely, Barbara. I totally understand. Like I said, for some people, keto is life because they don't have an option. That's it. It's like, I'm not going to change my life now. You quit 3 years ago. Why you did this video now? I'm actually live and I'm just talking about it. And the reason I'm talking about it because 3 years after I quit, also people still don't know. Savage Pro. Yes, I prefer to be politically neutral on live streams because as you know, it can be quite a hot topic. Thank you, Sandy. I really love you for all the support you have given me. I see your comments on everything and I'm so grateful for it. Did you see Dr. Eric Berg's videos? Which videos of Dr. Berg? I have to be honest, I'm not a fan of Dr. Berg. I kind of sort of got suckered into his videos in the beginning and then I kind of realized, yeah, I'm not a fan of this guy. What am I doing now? I am eating everything now, but I eat in moderation. I exercise regularly and I'm not working on, sorry. I am focused on building muscle rather than losing weight. So I focus on protein as the main macro in my meals most of the time. By the way, I just want to say I appreciate all of you and I'm very grateful for your support. And you know what? If this video offends anyone who's watching the replay later, or who's watching it now and is like, why the hell did you quit keto? I'm going to unsubscribe. I thank you for all the views you have given me. I appreciate all the support you gave me, and I will forever be here to help you if you ever need it. And like I said, going forward, I mean, I've been doing this now for 3 years. It's going to be a mix of recipes always. Some recipes will be keto, some will not be keto. But what I can tell you is is that every video of mine that you watch, even if you're not going to cook the recipe, even if you're not going to make it ever, if you watch a video, that helps me make more videos, just so you know. And you don't have to give me any money or buy my books or my t-shirt or support me on Patreon. If you just watch the videos, that's more than enough. Billy, thank you. I was never obese, but I was always a few kilos more than I should be, and I always wanted to lose that weight and sort of become more ripped. Like, I need to drop body fat more than anything else, like maybe 5% body fat more. How was your keto diet journey? It was interesting. I learned a lot. I got a career because of keto, and I'm very grateful for everything that keto gave me. I just feel that now I have a different path to follow. Yes, the beard is the best thing to grow to hide a double chin if you have one. By the way, all those who have joined in late, if you can just smash that like button on this video, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you. It's the last sip of coffee and it's cold. Sahil the Omnivore. Hey Hell Slayer, thank you. I'm very glad that you enjoy the music I make. Cheers. Well, my hot coffee became cold coffee. So, I don't actually need a thermos because I have a coffee warmer on my computer table. But I wanted to do today's live stream here in the living room for some reason. Don't ask me why. Thank you, Hell Slayer. How's the music going? The music is going good, not too bad. I have a new album coming out next year in February or March maybe. I'm super excited. It's a solo album with about 11 guest musicians on it, and it's going to be amazing. Not a sheeple. Well, I hope you find what you're looking for, And there are some people who are still haven't found what they're looking for. Please make keto recipe. Don't leave us alone. We love your recipe. Noemi, I'm still making recipes. There are still keto recipes. Plus, there are 350. And I suspect I'm closer to 400 now. Keto recipes on this channel. I can assure you that you have not watched all 400 keto recipes. I don't think anyone has watched all 400 keto recipes. Your dad is an actor. Yes, my father is a working actor. So he has acted in commercials. He's done some print media. He has done movies. He's done all sorts of stuff. And he's also now a guest judge on my YouTube show called Burger Wars. If you haven't seen it, just type Burger Wars Headbanger Eats and check it out. Since you're on a high protein diet, what are your thoughts on Coach Greg? So I actually hated him when I first saw him. His constant yelling really put me off. Then I really started to like him because even though he kept shouting, I kept watching his videos. I bought his cookbook. I did a vlog on this channel. So if you type Headbangers Kitchen Greg Doucette, you will find my vlog where I reviewed his book. I also ate anabolic for like a whole week. And now I'm back to not really caring about what he does. Honestly, for me, it's not my kind of food. There's too many artificial sweeteners, too much rubbish like peanut butter powder, and it's not tasty food. So I personally prefer to have a kind of balanced diet where I can eat everything. See, he is all about volume. He wants you to eat like this much, like this, your plate should be like this big with food for like these many calories. I would rather eat this much food for this many calories. I'm happy. Do you think you will ever get back on it? Given that it's been 3 years, I doubt I will ever get back on keto, but I will never say never. So maybe if one day the need arises, I might. Can we use curd on keto? Yes, you can. Thank you for sharing. Oh, thank you, Win NYS Niece, for the super chat. I am so grateful. Thank you so much. Why did I quit keto? I've already explained at the beginning of this video. Please do watch the replay. But long story short, not sustainable for me personally. Thank you, Ong Bong. Cindy, please do watch the replay of the video. And I also have a video specifically diving into the details on why I quit keto. You can find all these videos along with 400 keto recipes and about 325 other videos on this channel. Can you believe it? I have uploaded 725 videos on this channel. How insane is that? Of course, it's over, what do I want to say? It's a 10 years since I started this channel, 11 years. He's a carb addict is why. I'm not addicted. I just enjoy good food. Why is it so hard to appreciate? Why can't you just say, yeah, you know what? He doesn't like keto. It didn't work for him in the long run. He felt better eating something else. Why do you have to say it's carb addiction? See, this is my biggest problem with the keto community. When you start demonizing food and you start treating people like less because they don't eat the same as you know? So I am not a huge drinker to begin with. I don't really enjoy beer. I only like cocktails. So I only drink cocktails when I go out to a restaurant and it's like a like a evening with either my wife or family, and it's not very often that I do. So alcohol was not really a big problem for me when I was trying to lose weight. Now you're going to count down calories on your diet. Noemi Rods. So I have been off keto for 3 years. I've been counting calories since 2010. I actually, so okay, I don't know how many of you know this, but I lost 10 kilos calorie counting over 3 years. Okay. I never gained those 10 kilos back. I was almost 86 kilos and I dropped down to 76. 76 is when I started keto. I never gained that weight. I have never gone more than 76 kilos after that. Like, so calorie counting for me is a it's a no brainer. Like, and you don't have to like count every single thing. Like, I know now the calories in most food. Like, if I'm eating an Oreo cookie now, I know that the Oreo cookie is 50 calories. If I'm eating potato chips, I know that just 10 grams of potato chips is 50 calories. When I'm eating rice for lunch, I weigh it out. I weigh 120 grams of rice and I never eat more than that. So for me, it is second nature. If I'm eating fruits like watermelon, orange, apple, I don't need to count those calories because I know they're not high calories. I know that one apple is not a big deal because I'm not going to eat two, three, four apples. I'll eat one apple and that's it. Or I'll eat one orange. So for me, I can just eyeball my food now. And there are many tips and tricks to eyeball your food. Like, for example, I always focus on protein. So I always make sure I get 100 to 120 grams of meat in my plate. Cooked meat, any meat, fish, chicken, beef, pork, whatever. I weigh it out. It should be 100 to 120 grams. My rice, 100 to 120 grams. My vegetables, 100 to 200 grams, no problem. Unless of course it's like vegetables cooked in like loads of butter or something. But if it's just like pan seared or roasted veggies or just tossed in a little olive oil, 200 grams of veggies is fine. And trust me, if you eat 100 grams of broccoli in your meal, you will be stuffed. Hey, not a sheeple, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Seriously, thank you so much. Alia, thank you so much. Which brand of stevia is good for keto? All brands of stevia are good for keto. Stevia itself by default is good for keto. So it's really about which stevia brand you like. Stevia is an artificial sweetener, well, not really artificial, but it's a sugar alternative made from the stevia plant that is 0 calories. Anna, that's awesome. So I have a friend who actually lost 12 kilos doing intermittent fasting. Again, he lost 12 kilos over 1 year, but he has not put that weight back on because intermittent fasting just became his lifestyle. He just skipped breakfast. Darren. Yeah, I totally understand that. Pratik Patil, monk fruit is better. Yeah, probably. I found a stevia that I like, so I was happy to just use that. And again, I only use stevia in my coffee now. Oh, okay. This is the air conditioning main. This one, that's for this, that's for this, that's the fan, and that's the lights. Light, light, fan. So in India, we all have ceiling fans. Ashen fire. Absolutely. Look, if that's, and that's what I said, right? Like if stevia, if keto makes you feel good, you should do keto. For me, I had no aches and pains. Keto didn't make me feel any better. In fact, I felt better eating carbs in the long run. So I stuck to it. I assumed you were in California. No, I'm in India. So I generally just put USA as my location because most of my audience is based in the USA, and that location helps the SEO a little bit. Oh wow, Billy, that's pretty cool. Did you like the food in Hyderabad? Oh, it is very hot, yes. In fact, it's getting hotter and hotter every year now. So I'm not a big fan of like the food in Hyderabad because I find it very spicy for my taste. But I mean, a lot of people love it. Like, of course, there is some food that I really like in Hyderabad, but in general, most Indian food is too spicy for me. Sandy, that's very possible. Uh, he's done a lot of commercials. I'll check with him. Oh my, Mahima Krishna, I'm sorry to hear that. That does not sound fun at all. Mike, I'm glad to hear that. Good to know. Hey Michelle, thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. I'm so grateful. Wow, I'm really speechless at all your generosity, all of you who are giving here on super chat. But like I said, please don't ever feel obliged to buy my books or join my YouTube membership or anything monetary. Please never feel obligated. Just watching the videos is enough for me. Keto diet better for long term health or not? Honestly, really depends on you. Can you do it till the day you die? If you can, then yes. If you can't, then no. Angela, honestly, I that's that's both a boon and a curse, I guess, right? Like ever since I was 12 years old, I just could not be fake about things. Like I will call people out. I will be very blunt with my, and I'm never rude. I try to never be rude, but if something's not sitting, I will very politely explain it to the person, and I just sort of follow that same ethos throughout life, like I'm a straight shooter. Like if there's something up with me, I'll tell you, hey, listen, this is my scene. And one of my one of my fans who is very helpful to me, she did tell me that sometimes I put too much of myself out there. Like, I talk about my struggles with YouTube and the channel and all that a little too much. And not everyone's interested in hearing that, But it's just something that it's part of my personality, Though I do promise to try and be less of that, and just be more positive and just, like, yeah. Are you drinking a shot of vinegar and lime and fasting? Nope, that does nothing. I drink black coffee when I fast, if I do fast. Exactly, Mike. Lifestyle should not be a cult. If somebody wants to do a certain diet, let them do it. I know, Mike, but it was the keto audience that really built the channel, so I did feel obligated, and I still, till today, will put out some keto recipes and help. Obviously, like let people know, look, if you want to make this keto, this is how you do it. I'm not here to do like a complete. I was going to say 360, no, but like, when have you felt the need to be most rude? I really do. It's generally when people get, we talk about politics, religion, God, and yeah. Earlier, it used to be when Christians used to get on my case and be like, you need Jesus, otherwise, your life is like meaningless. And I used to just be like, guys, there are other religions, and I'm an atheist. So it's basically the few topics that, and again, I'll only be rude if somebody is being rude to begin with. Like, but generally, if it's a rude comment or if it's something that's not going to make sense to put my energy on, I have learned to now let it go. Earlier I felt like I had to reply to everybody and just, kind of get them to see the light, so to speak. But now I'm like, what, do your thing. If you want to tell me I need Jesus in my life, good for you. You know, what diet are you on now? I am on no diet. I am currently just eating everything in moderation. Savage Pro, yes, absolutely. And look, um, it would be unfair to only blame the American fast food, but in general, there is so much food available to people now, and not just fast food. Like, even in India now, it's not just the KFC and the Burger King. There are like 100 burger joints now in my city, and they're all making those monstrosities, like 12 patties and pour cheese sauce over it. So the it's not it's just this insanity to like do business, to stand out, to make food for TikTok and Instagram. So yeah, I mean, definitely it's the abundance of non-nutritious, high calorie food. Now it's not even that you go to a restaurant, you sit at home and you just order on your app. So you really have to be mindful of what you eat. How many languages do you know? One language properly, one language sort of okay, and another one language like so bad that it'll make you laugh. Love the way. Thank you so much. So here's the other thing I will say. Pratik says it's your individual choice what to eat. And that is true, okay. But at the end of the day, you cannot also blame people's individual choice. People are bombarded with adverts, with food content. There is so much psychological such a psychological impact of marketing, especially to kids. There's so many documentaries that really expose this, how kids are almost like their brains are being just geared towards like demanding and desiring fast food. And now we're slowly seeing advertisers and advertising guidelines that are now making these companies not advertise to kids, but it goes beyond just the individual choice. And at some point, yes, there are foods that are addictive. So there is also a responsibility from the people making these foods. So we can't say it's only the person's fault. A lot of times people just don't know, the education is not there. Where is the government intervention? Where is the government's advertising to also explain things out, right? Look, if you eat one McDonald's burger, is it a problem? No. If you eat a chocolate or an ice cream once in a while, is it a problem? No. That's not the problem. The problem is the constant reinforcement, like I said, there's so many different factors. So it has to be a collective responsibility. But and now, even now with the internet, you have more people having the ability to share information. But even there's so much conflicting information, bad information, so many people getting, like, I'm sure you guys have seen the carnivore versus vegans. I mean, it's getting out of hand. It's crazy. It is literally crazy. Did you gain weight when you stopped keto? I actually stopped keto because I gained back all the weight that I lost on keto. But when you stop keto, you will gain back water weight. After that, it's up to you. Depending on how much food you eat, accordingly, you will either gain weight, lose weight, or maintain your weight. Hey Linda, lovely to see you too. Yes, I also do wish there's another lay. I think you can just say, you know what? I eat low carb or I eat like real food. Or you can say, I just don't eat carbs. Nobody questions vegetarians when they say, oh, I don't eat meat. So why should anyone question you when you're like, oh, I don't eat carbs? Just tell them it's a religious reason. My God, the flying spaghetti monster does not allow me to eat carbs because spaghetti is a carb and I can't eat my God. So therefore, I eat no carbs. That's the best thing. That's the best excuse to use. Mike, I will honestly say the carnivores are as nuts as the vegan, most of them. Like, I have a few vegan friends who are very sensible, very nice people. They are not extreme at all. They are like, if you want to eat animals, you eat animals. I'm not eating animals. And that's cool. They don't come to me saying vegan is healthier. They just say, hey, I don't eat meat. I don't eat animal products. You do you. And I say, you do you. But the carnivore people, like, everyone must turn carnivore. Just like the vegan saying, everyone must turn vegan. It's literally two extremes. Each one wants to get you into their cult. All right, Billy, have a good meal. If you are in India, why are you drinking coffee at 1:15 a.m.? Because I'm doing a live stream at 1:15 a.m. That's why the coffee. Do you ever need to binge on carbs? Arthur, no, never. Because I have no restrictions now, it's never. So, like I was saying, Arthur, earlier, because I could not eat carbs, when I was off keto, I would binge on the carbs. Now, if I want to eat bread, rice, pasta, ice cream, pizza, anything, I don't have a diet that tells me I can't eat it. So I'm like, okay, I can eat pizza. Great, I'll eat 2 slices. I'm happy because I can eat pizza tomorrow also. I can eat it the day after as well. There's no going back to a diet where I can't eat pizza. So how are you maintaining your weight after keto? Portion control. It's very simple. I do work out. I go for a 6 kilometer walk every day, at least 6 times a week, or 5 or 6 times a week. I go to the gym between 1 to 3 times a week. I would like to go 3 times a week, but most weeks I go once. Being honest. Mike, I'm glad to hear that. So what I like to do now is I like to focus on better food choices. Like I said, if I'm eating breakfast, I try and have some fruit for breakfast. Lunch is always chicken and rice. That is my staple lunch. Chicken, rice and vegetables. So chicken will either be boiled chicken, it'll be soya sauce chicken, it'll be turmeric chicken, it'll be chicken curry. Then I will get rice. Rice will always be either 100 grams or 120 grams. The maximum I will ever eat rice for lunch is 150 grams if I'm starving, which is rare. So that's the maximum I allow myself. And vegetables, as much as I want. Normally I try to have like 75 to 80 grams of broccoli or like 100 grams of mixed vegetables of peas and green beans and carrots and stuff. So, or mushrooms and pak choy. Did you get your labs done after keto Nope, I have done no labs, unfortunately. So I was supposed to go and get my labs done for my 40th birthday. I haven't done it. But the last time I did my labs, I was good, which was actually before keto. 100 grams of rice is about half cup cooked. No. 100 grams of cooked rice. So I normally cook rice for like 3 or 4 days in a row. So I will take 150 grams of raw rice and I will cook that. And that normally becomes about 400 to 500 grams of cooked rice. So I can eat it for 4 or 5 days. So 500 grams over 4 days is like 120 grams a day. That's how I plan it. And chicken also, I'll buy like two big packets, and then I will cook it up and it'll be like 600 grams in weight. So that's like good for 5 days. So 120 grams of chicken each meal. It's just easier for me to do it that way. Okay, I want to answer Pooja Nair here. Is keto a good way for sagging lower belly? Pooja Nair, I have bad news for you. If you have a sagging lower belly, keto is not going to fix it. So I also have a belly. The belly, for most people, depending on where you normally put on weight, is the last thing to go. How you lose the weight doesn't matter. Keto, paleo, vegan, carnivore, calorie counting, whatever way, you have to get your body fat percentage down, like really, really, really low. Yeah, really low. When you're under like 15% body fat, then your belly will have gone. Then you'll probably see your six pack also. Now, if you have lost all that weight and your belly is still sagging, that means you might need to go and check if there is a cosmetic surgery option to get rid, because maybe you have loose skin. So that is actually how you do it. Like, there are, I guess many people think that, oh, if I do keto I'll lose my belly fat or my bum will become smaller or something like that, unfortunately you cannot spot reduce unless you do it surgically, like when they take the fat out of your bum and put it into your face or something like that, or I don't know, or they take all those cosmetic surgeries, the Kardashians and all do them. Sorry. So yeah, to lose your belly, you just need to lose body fat. So you weigh the cooked product. Yes, I always weigh the cooked food. That is the easiest way to do it. Sometimes I will weigh it raw, but most times cooked food. What do you eat for dinner? So dinner depends. Sometimes I'll eat a roll. Sometimes I'll eat a sandwich. Sometimes my wife will make pasta. Sometimes it's something like steak or roast chicken. Sometimes it's a salad. Sometimes it's, it could be anything. Sometimes it's pizza. Every Friday night is pizza night in the house. Sometimes it's a burger. I make a lot of burgers as well at home. So I can make a burger with chicken. Yeah. So there's nothing is off limit basically. Doesn't fasting help tighten skin over time? No, Angela, unfortunately, there is no way to tighten your skin. It does not. There's no magical skin tightening method. All you can do is exercise, build some muscle, and lose weight and lose fat. But if you've got loose skin, surgery is the only sure shot way to get rid of it. There are many snake oil salesmen in the world today. They'll sell you creams, many other kinds of things to fix all these cosmetic issues, but there is no actual scientifically proven method to do it. Also, what are the grams per day protein, fat, carbs to lose the last few kgs in keto? Pooja, so this is again, like I said, this has got nothing to do with keto. To lose weight, you have to eat in a calorie deficit. What this means, if you are not losing your last 8 to 10 kilos, it means you are eating as many calories as your body is using in a day, which means you need to reduce your intake of food. The percentage of calorie breakdown, again, it can be based on whatever diet you are on. But for example, say you are eating 1200 calories today and your weight is not going up or down. That means 1200 calories is your maintenance. Now to lose weight, you can either drop the calories to like 1000, which I won't recommend ever if you're eating that low already. Instead, you would add some exercise so you could burn 2 300 calories more, and then you'll see the weight drop. Anna Anderson, I can assure you, your skin hasn't tightened because of the intermittent fasting. It's probably because you have just lost weight at a slower, steadier pace or something. There's no magic to intermittent fasting. There is not one scientific study that will corroborate this claim of intermittent fasting tightening skin. And remember, anecdotal evidence is not actual scientific. Like, one person's experience cannot be taken as scientific data, you know. Yes, as Sandy has said, age makes a big difference to your skin. You know, what is the weight you started at? How much weight have you lost? All that stuff. What did you do for constipation on keto? I was thankfully never constipated. Do you eat snacks? If I don't generally eat snacks, but if I want to, I will try and eat fruit, or I will have a sandwich, like a lean, like a ham sandwich, or a chicken sandwich, and I will use like a lower fat mayo so that it's less calories. Or if I do want to snack on something like potato chips, just example, I will measure it, because I know that I know that 10 grams of potato chips is 50 calories. So I will make sure that I eat that in moderation. And in general, I know how many calories I need in a day. So I know that I need about 1600 calories on keto. I need about 1600 calories in general. So I know that, okay, my lunch is 400 calories, my breakfast was 200 because I only ate some fruit, and my dinner is going to be about 400 more. So I know that my snack cannot be more than 200 calories. So that means I can eat about 40 grams of potato chips if I'm eating only potato chips. So this is all stuff that is now second nature to me. So it's very easy to manage. Hello Isabel, how are you? Hey, I'm glad to hear that, Lana. Hey, Mikhail Madnani, what's up? Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Guys, your generosity always leaves me humbled and speechless. Did you make YouTube friends, and what did they say about quitting keto? So, none of my YouTube friends said anything about me quitting keto. In fact, most of them don't do keto themselves anymore, or they are on some variation of keto. I think Keto Connect, I haven't spoken to in a very long time. I don't even think they are very active anymore. I think who else? I know Keto Christina is not doing keto anymore. She's just Christina now. I know my friend Joe Duff is also doing more protein forward recipes. So I think a lot of people have expanded beyond just doing keto related stuff. And I think that's partially also where I'm coming from now, is like I feel I also need to pivot, because at some point now I need to look at where this channel is going to go, because I have two options: either get with the program and find out something that works and that I can sustain making videos, or just drop the channel and get a day job and work in an office or something, and I don't know. So I'd like to keep making videos, but I need to do videos that are going to get views. And I don't mean I'm going to go like completely crazy, but I need to pivot to something that is what I am doing now, that is going to find that balance between what I enjoy making and what people are actually going to watch. So the Mediterranean diet is basically seems to be the next kind of big health thing, Keto like a lady. I totally understand. And look, really honestly, I'll tell you, if you're having a hard time staying on keto, don't do keto. Be low carb, I know your username has keto in it, but don't let that define you. Just be like low, change it to low carb like a lady. So I think low carb gives you more flexibility. You can include some legumes, you can even include rice and bread in moderation. You don't have to go back to eating sugar and things like that. You can just sort of find the balance that works for you. Don't work in an office, never quit music. No, I will never quit music ever. Okay, so here's what I'm going to tell you guys about Indian food. I don't know if you guys know this about me. You should do videos of your band because I'm a metalhead, so um, would watch that. So all my fellow music lovers and metalheads here, my band is called Demonic Resurrection. We have our own YouTube channel. Just look for us on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever you use. I go under the name Demon Stealer. That is my solo project. Again, I have a separate YouTube channel for that. Find it, subscribe, and enjoy the music. Teach Indian cooking videos. How long were you on keto for? On and off for 5 years. Okay, so talking about Indian cooking, I want to explain something to you guys. So when you think of India, most people in the West think India as one entity. Indian food. But every state in India has a different cuisine, a different language, different culture. So the food in, say, northern India, which you guys might be familiar with, butter chicken, tandoori chicken, palak paneer, very different from the food in southern India, which you might be familiar with as dosa, idli, medu vada, which is different from the food in my state, Maharashtra, where you might think of misal pav, vada pav, which is different from the food in Bengal, like in Calcutta, where there are mishti dohi, sandesh, different things. I'm in Bombay city. And so every state, every area has its own cuisine. All the metro cities, the Bombay, Hyderabad, Delhi, Bangalore, these are all like New York, LA, London. They are very Western. There are all kinds of restaurants here. Everything from McDonald's to KFC to local. Like, we get Japanese food in Bombay. Amazing Japanese food. It could match the Japanese food you get in London. I haven't been to Japan, so I can't compare. You get Middle Eastern food here, lovely kebabs, hummus, shawarmas, everything. You get pizzas, you get proper Neapolitan pizzas, you get New York style pizzas, you get Chicago style deep dish pizza. Now in India, in certain places, you get Texas style brisket, you get Kansas style ribs. So we get global cuisine in all the major cities. Now, I grew up in a household where I actually grew up eating a lot of Western food. Now, my ethnicity, I'm a Sindhi. Okay, we were originally from Sindh, which was in Pakistan. So when the partition happened and India and Pakistan became different countries, my family members had moved to Bombay. Okay, so I grew up in Bombay city. Now, my parents are not religious. They never spoke to me in Sindhi. I went to an English medium school, that means where everything is taught in English. I did eat some Indian food, but we had a live in nanny kind of person, like a live in maid. She was South Indian and she made all kinds of food. So she made everything from roast chicken to dosa to dal chawal to beef stroganoff. So I grew up eating so many different foods, but I never learned like what is traditional Indian food. Like my wife, for example, she's a Mallu. She grew up in a more traditional household, so she has a better connect with her food heritage. For me, what is my food heritage? Macaroni and cheese. tuna fish salad, ham and cheese sandwiches, waffles and sausages. That is my food. So when I have to learn in, like when I teach you guys Indian food, I'm actually learning it like any American would go on YouTube and do research and learn about Indian food. So it's not my normal food, which is why, like, me being like an exclusive Indian food educator is never going to happen. Like, I will be that bridge maybe to give you something that is like in between that. Because I hate spicy food as well. I cannot eat, I will never order Indian food when I go out. I will never. I always find it too spicy. So I don't ever order Indian food by choice. So Sindhi food, I only know dal pakwan and aloo tuk. I have recently eaten Sindhi curry and chawal, but I didn't grow up eating that. Like, I hated sai bhaji. One or two times I think in my grandmother's house they tried to give me sai bhaji. I didn't want it. I was always the guy who wanted the chicken leg. Like, I do know one Sindhi mutton curry. I've made it and shown it on the channel as well. But like, it's limited. My grandfather, amazing pork chops he used to make. You know, like that. Like, we grew up eating that stuff. Like, that was more normal for me. So yeah. How do you portion mac and cheese? Very simple. So I actually have a healthy mac and cheese recipe on the channel, a high protein healthy mac and cheese, which I can actually show you how to portion in the video. So you can have your mac and cheese and lose weight. So yeah, like that's the thing, right? Like, it's hard to explain to people who tell me like, you should do this, you should do that. I'm like, my upbringing is not like a typical, like, I see all these chefs from like Turkey, from like France, or from Japan, or from China, or from Thailand. Like, they're all so in tune with their culture. Like, okay, good example. Have you guys seen Hot Thai Kitchen? She does all Thai food recipes. Then you've got Chinese cooking demystified. You've got what else? Who else does? There's that Turkish lady who does amazing. So all these people, like even in Indian food, Ranveer Brar, these people are so close to their own food, and there's like I don't have that connection. Like, it's very strange for me, which is why even the music I make, when people tell me you should mix your culture with your music, I don't have. My culture is growing up listening to Bee Gees, Beatles, Boney M. That's my, like, Sting, Eric Clapton, Elton John, like Madonna, Michael Jackson. That's what I grew up with. That's my traditional music. Like, there's no Indian music that I grew up with except Bollywood, which I started to hate after a certain time. So for me, I don't know how to mix culture into my art, because my culture, which is normal for me, is all borrowed from the West, from like little bits and pieces. Sorry, I just went on to this total different tangent. But it is also a good time to close this live stream now. So I want to say thank you to all of you for being here watching. It's been a long live stream, 88 minutes. And I don't know where the time went, but thank you so much for being here, guys. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do smash it. Awesome, Faye. Very nice to know. How did you move from Western pop to metal? Some friends gave me some metal music and said, check it out, and I fell in love with it. So I will do a video of how I calculate my calories and things like that. I actually did. So there is a whole series on my channel called My Unimpressive Weight Loss Transformation. Do check it out. And I'm going to go now, but I will see you next week with some new recipes. And if you haven't been seeing me in your suggested videos, check the channel. There are lots of new recipes, new ones and old ones. M says, please do watch the replay of this video. I've explained why I quit keto. There's also a separate video on the channel explaining why I quit keto. Thank you all for being here. I had a great time hanging out with you guys, and I hope you had fun as well. So I will see you. Maybe I'll make this live stream a regular thing, and I'll see you soon. Cheers and keep cooking, guys.